Hello and welcome back to Fit Fed Feeling Good. I am Meg, your host, and this is the podcast where we talk all things fitness, food, and feeling good. Happy Wednesday. I'm so happy to have you along for this conversation. Today we have a food episode, which is absolutely one of my favorite topics outside of fitness and of feeling good, of course. So it should be a fun one, probably another sweet and short one, but still fun. But first, I wanted to let everybody know, I'm not sure if you know, I have a website, fitfedfeelinggood.com. So same name, but just .com at the end. And I have my YouTube pages over there, my training packages over there. If you're looking for some virtual training, I would love to have you hop on board with that. We have a good time with my clients and the training that we do in Fit Fed Feeling Good. But I just wanted to share that. So come on over to fitfedfeelinggood.com. But thanks for being here and back to that food episode. So one of my goals this year in 2026 was to add or switch up or change my meal rotation. Add recipes, maybe play along with some of those viral recipes that we all see and want to try and that looks so good. And I've done some before. I've tried a couple of those viral recipes. And one of the big ones that I talked a lot about was the Matthew McConaughey tuna salad. So I really played around with that tuna so much. But there is one that I just tried last night, and I really wish I would have done a video, but I still have enough ingredients that I can replicate it, hopefully, because it was delicious. But the viral recipe has you baking this, and I just did it in the saucepan, and it was so good. Now, I have to preface my local, it's not even local, my nearest Trader Joe's is about 2 hours away. So it's just not really an option. So I shop at a big box store that also has the super grocery. And I saw this recipe about the Trader Joe dumpling, coconut sauce, red curry. Look, my mouth is watering because I probably should have made it and had it again for lunch today before I recorded because it was amazing. It was so tasty. Now, I bought the ingredients just in the, I don't know what aisle that is, where you can get your pasta sauce and Italian noodles and maybe your salsa and your Asian-inspired flavors. So I bought what I thought I needed. So I needed coconut milk, teriyaki sauce, red chili curry paste. Then this was a side note because I really wanted it with my cottage cheese avocado toast, the onion chili oil that you drizzle on top of your eggs or avocado toast. And I've had the Trader Joe's version. Everybody adores it. It's almost like the everything bagel seasoning that most people have at least tried. So I bought those ingredients from my big box grocery and I brought it home and I made on a yummy piece of toasted sourdough bread. I put my cottage cheese on and then I drizzled on the chili oil, crunchy onion chili oil that was in a similar size bottle as the Trader Joe's one. I drizzled it on, but I have to tell you, as soon as I cracked it open, took off the wrapper, the seal wrapper, opened the jar, it had a different smell. So I thought, ooh, I don't know how this is going to go. But see, my mouth is still watering, so it must have not been terrible. But I have to tell you, it was not good. It was not good. I was really disappointed. So I got my toasted sourdough bread, and it was so nice and warm. I spread on a big heaping glob of cottage cheese. And then I stirred up this crunchy chili onion oil stuff, and it had a different smell. And I drizzled it on, and I added a tiny bit of drizzle of honey. And the thing about it was I did eat it, but I will not use that sauce again. It had a big fish smell to it. So and then I did look at the ingredients because I thought, oh, this must have been fish oil in there. It was very authentic, I believe. So I just won't use that again because it probably was good, but because I had the flavor in my head of what it should taste like and it didn't, it just did not sit the right way. But trial and error, live and learn. And I still ate the food because I wasn't going to let it go to waste. But I had the other ingredients. So I looked in the frozen section because in Trader Joe's, they have a couple different ones of those dumplings. So I wasn't really sure what I was looking for, but I saw almost pot sticker dumplings. And there was one that was just pork and vegetables dumplings. So I grabbed that frozen out of the freezer section. And like I said, the coconut milk, teriyaki in a jar, teriyaki sauce. At the Trader Joe's one, you're supposed to use the soyaki. So the soyaki is all the flavors in one bottle. Side note, years ago, I went to Trader Joe's and I said, you know what? I don't want to buy 10 ingredients. I want one sauce that's going to work with fish, with my dumplings, with rice. And the gal working there was obviously so nice because they're so nice, everybody that works there. She said, try this. It's all the flavors you want. It's got the sesame seeds in there. It's got a little bit of soy and it's got the teriyaki and a good mix. It was amazing, the soyaki. So I'm looking in this aisle for something similar. Of course, they don't have soyaki, but I ended up buying the teriyaki because it was almost the same shape bottle. And I saw the sesame seeds and I thought, okay, we're going to give this a try. So fast forward to last night, or rewind, I guess. And I did it in the pan. So I followed directions on the back of the dumpling. They're frozen. And it said, add a cup of water, put it in my little saucepan. You keep it covered and you basically steam them for 8 minutes. And then you take the cover off and you continue cooking until the water is evaporated. And then you let them cook a little longer just so one of the sides gets brown. So I did that. And I wanted to make sure they were not frozen still. So I cracked a little off, tried it, yummy. Put those on a paper towel lined paper plate to dry. Because in the recipe that's going around on socials, you put the frozen dumplings in, you add the sauce, and you bake it. Well, I think I was just too impatient. I wanted to try it. So I thought, I'm just going to do it in the saucepan. Took the dumplings out, and then I added the coconut milk. And then I slowly started adding the red curry chili paste, and I was mixing that up to get the color of what I had in my mind of how it should taste. And then I shook the teriyaki sauce to get it all blended, poured a couple tablespoons of that in there, and then I cooked it. And I tasted it and I said, "Ooh, this tastes pretty good." I have not had those Thai Asian flavors in so long. So it was just hitting the warmest spot in my soul. I added the dumplings back in. Now, this was the secret. I cooked it on low for a little bit and the sauce thickened. So then it was coating these dumplings. The sauce thickened, so I needed more sauce, but it was perfect. This was absolutely delicious. So I've seen some adding the chili oil on top. I have seen people add spinach to their sauce. I think I might try that. I didn't know if the spinach was going to change the flavor at all. So I just wanted that pure red curry coconut flavor in my body, and it was very, very, very good. So I think I have a little ingredients left over from the coconut can, the milk. I think I'm going to do it again today for a meal for myself because it really hit the spot. It was very good. My second little food story is I have a small in town. I work a few hours at a local business. And I worked one day and it was quite a long day. And I packed a lunch and I put the protein bar in my purse because I didn't want the protein bar to get cold and kind of chewy. So I get to work and then my lunch comes and I am just so disappointed. I forgot that lunch in the fridge because I purposely put it back in the fridge thinking, oh, leave it in the fridge until you walk out. So I had the protein bar, which I was so, so grateful for. And later on in the day when I got home, I was just really uncomfortably hungry. And my husband said, why didn't you grab a sandwich? There is a store right next to where I work, and there's a Subway that's not too far. And the psychology of this still has me thinking about it because I'm really not sure why. Well, I kind of know why. I didn't want to spend the money. I thought I packed a lunch. You'll be fine. You have food at home. You can even eat that lunch when you get home. And then two, it was almost like I thought, you are the one that didn't pack that lunch. So you snooze, you lose almost. But it was just interesting. I thought there was something going on in my head where I could have avoided that really hungry spot throughout the day but I really think there was something more than just emotional and hungry. Like, what is going on in our brain to have made me stop and not grabbed that sandwich or even the banana at the store next door? I could have gone over and gotten a banana. I was just almost, I don't know, I guess I wasn't being as nice as I could have been to myself, but I thought, well, you're the one that forgot the lunch. So again, you snooze, you lose. Well, anyway, that is my story for today, my food episode. Please join us over on Redesigning Health and Home for more health and home kind of tips and movement. And come on over to fitfatfeelinggood.com. I'd love to have you. Again, this is just for fun, entertainment, not a doctor, a healthcare provider. Always listen to your doctor for any sort of advice you need for your body, your health, and your mind. And I just hope you're all doing great. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next Wednesday.